Sometimes I talk to strangers, usually a brown girl. I tell her she's beautiful, in case she never heard it, in case her father deserted, in case that left her mother so hurted, broke her. See, we've never met, but I know her and her bottom heavy blues. No, she's been paying dues due to her since life was new to her. No, she grew her hurt from a seedling, inherited the seething anger her mother bore. No, she talks and dresses loudly because she's been ignored, dismissed, disconnected from her inheritance. I know at home the air is tense, dense with the stench of fried chicken and dreams deferred. I see her on L platforms at that bus stop. I know she does not play that shit. She announces this, searing eyes intense. I know she spent her last on hair that grazed the top of her brown ass, altered for the attractive. I know for a fact it's not needed. Features so striking the whole world sees it, but she don't believe it. Thinks I'm messing with her when I say, you know, you something, sister. Something so powerful, they try to erase you, try to replace you, try to downplay your allure so their men wouldn't take you, rape you, hate you, try to emulate you, but can't get it right. They can copy your style, but there's no replicating your light. I take the fight right out of her. Wish that I could take the hurt, hug her till she never cries again. Teach her the power in her skin. Remind her that she was kin, and yeah. Society exploits your losses, but baby, they can't take your wins. You decide how your story ends. It don't matter if you got low ends and no friends, a full family tree with no men. Once you a man, you can reset the vibration, rebuild the nation. Your hips alone are an invitation. Got guys waiting in line just to bask in your shine. They think they just trying to holler because you fine. But their DNA, look here. If I say something you like, holler back at your girl.
That's right.
Hear me? This is call and response, baby. We black. Come on now.
That's right.
Come on. Now, they think they just trying to holler because you fine. But their DNA knows there's an antidote in your bloodline. You were designed to be a healer, to be a builder. You could rock fake hair, fake nails, fake lashes, and couldn't be realer. We're at war. You're a gorilla, a soldier, carrying the weight of generational curses, poverty, and molestation on your shoulders. Pushing your dreams and your baby in a stroller. And still ain't nobody colder.
Come on now.
You code switch and your hips are the decoder. Swaying in the wind, slaying all the men. Clearly, you're in your elements. Clearly, sister, you are an element. It's been evident ever since you were your great-great-granny down in the bayou. They passed laws forcing you to cover your hair, to hide you, to bind you. They tried to put you down and you turned your penance into a crown. Everywhere you walk is fertile ground. The soil knows your worth. Goddamn, the earth recognizes earth, so go on and plant something. You are a creator. You are a savior. You ain't Jesus, but guess who you favor? The real Madonna. Like you, she was a melanated mama. And I don't mean the material, girl. I'm saying you ethereal, girl. You're not of this world, you transcended. You were sentimented. You are the axis, you keep it spinning. They try to put you last, but you've always been the beginning. The Genesis, Gene Isis. That means you were born into power. You might be in the belly of the beast, but you won't be devoured. Like that. Y'all woke? Y'all ready? We're going to do some call and response. Let's do it then. Give me some energy, y'all, man. asked me what I was mixed with. I replied, warrior and homemaker, teacher and dragon slayer, a hybrid of the most high, so even I get surprised by the flow. Don't know why my skin's so light, but I do know my light source. I do know my life's course. Know without a shadow of a doubt, I'm a force to be reckoned with. My soul is melanin rich, and these full lips don't lie. Nappy locks, a shout out to my ancestry and my fescue alibi. I smile through my grief, laugh till I cry. The world can't keep me down, even in morning, I'm fly. A strong branch from a strong tree ain't got to smoke them to get high. Or stay high on my highness, great without trying. Flow is effortless, so my effort just takes me that much farther. Didn't have it the easiest, but so many had it harder. Grew up with mother and father. They raised a warrior princess daughter with class. In sync even though the union ain't last. He used the rod, she spoiled the child so the sweet and strong don't clash. I know my daddy loved me, so I don't male bash. Clans upwardly mobile, we don't dwell in the past. I passed on that madness, happy in my sadness. Blessed with charm and mad wit, my mistakes are humorous. Darkest moments look like a womaness who still cooks dinner most nights. Subservient to the men and women in my life. When dead burn my bras ain't always looking for no fight. I save my anchor for the stranger in the pulpit who pulls it and tries to control with fear. Got my poison dipped spears for the misogynist wishing to counsel and not see my speech. I speak for the inarticulate, devour books for the illiterate. Decidedly anti-religion, but there's no denying my spirit's rich. Got so much God in me, I host church at the open mic. Restore my soul each time I write. Mentor the mentor, so I got everlasting light. My voice moves the immobile, expands my community until it's global. A talker and a thinker, though even my silence is vocal. A chorus of contradictions, freedom fighting with a few inhibitions. Evolutions are evolving, so I'm not married to my decisions. The most well-written books go through multiple revisions. Reluctantly independent, so I don't promote division. Your girl's a vision. And camouflage and strappy sandals. A soldier with an affinity for scented candles. Hot, but not too hot to handle. Even when I fly off the handle, I'm from the shot, so you know I stay cool. Flamethrower, knowledge is my fuel. I stay gassed up and ready. An artist on a flighty, but surprisingly steady. Weather the many storm with the strength of a well-built levee, don't try to understand it. I fight my enemies single-handed, but my soul deep and I roll deep, so my crew always stays on deck. Don't deal well with disrespect. Trying to keep my ego in check, but you can bet it'll flare up if you run up and try to test me. Still trying to be the best me, but even when the beast is resting, she's still a prominent part of my personality. I put my faith in anti-fallacy. If I spoke it and I wrote it, best believe it's anchored in reality. I save the fairy tales from other goose in them. Treat the stage like holy ground and every venue is Jerusalem. All my rhymes got infinite truth in them. We gotta tell it like it is if we ever wanna heal. If you witness my pain, you know that pain is real and not part of an act to get you open, make you clap, or a gimmick to guilt you into buying my work. I'm not peddling my hurt, not marketing my struggle. Equal parts field and house on my arrogance is real familiar with my humble. Sometimes my stumble gives way to fall. At times I ain't on shit at all. Just something happens that leaves me in all the leaps and bounds my mind takes on her own. Surrounded by friends, I often feel all alone. Every other day I barely feel grown. Then the weight on my shoulders make me feel older than my years. I'm a pillar of strength and a never-ending well of tears. They spring forth at the oddest times. get stuck in the middle of my throat, in the middle of a rhyme. I've been mourning and celebrating a long, long time.
All right. Damn. All right.
I'll never be the same. I hear my mother's voice whenever my aunts say my name. So all our conversations are a mixture of comfort and pain, bittersweet in its sweetness, healing a little as I speak this, knowing full well I'll always be first cousins with bitterness and weakness. Emotional mulatto, so my joy is slightly tainted. But I'm the same chick, laughing, fighting, and jumping rope until the streetlights came on. Knowing I'm always more right when I'm righting my wrong. I'm gonna do one more and get out y'all way, all right? Y'all sick of me yet? All right, good. Okay. Because I don't want to wear you out. You're a little parched. Okay. Chicago. Been wearing me out. Ain't been hearing me out. Long ago, our relationship turned toxic. I tried to stop it, but I love her, then I lied to her. Like the abused child of a dope fiend who just wants her mother, I love her. She hurts me. But good sense deserts me. It died with little JoJo. A casualty of the beef between my conscience and my ego. I know we could do better. We're from the land of extreme weather. We weather the tundra, then make sticky love and humidity. Chicago is where I learned pride and humility on a street called Jeffrey. East of that, my granny taught me to be the best me. As we speak, my mother's remains are fertilizing trees on 69th Street. My heartbeat is in sync with the waves of Lake Michigan. Hyde Park is where I lost my innocence, then found it again in a coffee house on the street sharing the name of the lake. My heart breaks for the children of the wind who know what it's like to bury friends, babies who travel through combat zones just to learn to read. I bleed for little ones with red fingertips because hot potato chips was their only breakfast. Reckless teens who team together and wreak havoc on CTA. I see the way they beg for attention. Identify with the part of them made victim by a system that would rather jail them than hail them for the royalty they are. I see scars that never heal. Brave smiles suppressing how they feel. Loud voices spewing profanity who simply want to be heard. Simply want to be first instead of last all the time. They laugh at all the crimes. Desensitized by too much, too soon, too much disappointment, too much gloom. Flowers that would bloom if only they had room to grow. Cold wind, but knowing the hardened hearts like icicles hanging from rooftops. I do not envy the teachers who have to reach them. Babysit and teach them. Love them like they birthed them, only to have them stolen by the streets. I saw grief on picket lines, love and picket signs. Educators trying to redefine the future instead of crucifying the youth. I see truth standing at the bus stop with a backpack full of dreams. Young queens jumping double dutch with a clothesline right in line with the rhythm of the ancestors. I see regal gestures between gangbangers who allow anger to define who they are. Stars still shining despite circumstances. I see second chances in everything that ever failed. I ride the L through neighborhoods full of people who still speak. Dreaming even when I'm not asleep. I keep hoping for the day when the shower will be what I know she's always been. My first friend, my first enemy, the one who raised my energy. My energy is infused with chicken wings and mild sauce with coleslaw on the side. Found my drive right off the lake. Nothing can make me stop loving the city that seems to breed hate. Most days when I wake, I say a prayer before lifting my head off the pillow. Hoping all the babies live through the night in the city where the wind blows. The wind blows like it knows how to breathe, like it knows how to grieve, like it knows the city's down, but I'd be lying if I ain't tell you I still see jewels and the jewels on Stony Island. See single mamas trying, young daddies holding little hands, teaching them to cross the street. I see peace on the horizon, smell the ashes rising. Hear Shaka singing and Jesse crying with the poets providing the soundtrack to the greatest comeback story ever written. I envision John Baptiste Toussaint's vision. And when I listen, I hear Mama Burroughs telling me I ain't allowed to give up. The city's tough, but charming like a southern neighbor. And if we loved her, we would save her. She raised us to be soldiers, colder than the wind chill factor in the middle of December. If we don't defend her, then who will? We got something guns can't kill. Resilient like the steel that used to be made in the mill on 103rd Street. We are nervy and bold, old souls with young spirits. The nearest thing to God is the heart of ghetto children. You can hear him in their speech. Find sanctuary in the streets. And if you listen, you'll hear hymns in the rhythm of house music, infused with the souls of souls who dance through the pain. Found comfort in the rains, make it plain. We are questions and answers. The birthplace of many panthers, the place where revolution was born and revolution never died. We are pride and envy, a story never ending, warriors never surrendering, pillars never moving. We are superhero movies. We are Hoover, Ford, and Fluky. We are soul food, losing the jukebox in the back of the time club. We are love that just forgot its way. Parishioners who just forgot to pray. We are Common, Lupe, and Kanye rhyming through the wire. The place where Dad rose from the fire. Where heaven met hell. Where Barack met Michelle.
Let's go.
The water and the well, the dark and the light. Shot-towns outspoken like Father Flavor, Mr. Farrakhan, and Reverend Jeremiah Wright. We are the mic and the core, the place where gangsters call each other Lord. We are the lords of the land. We are disciples holding hands. Let's make a stand up before it's too late, before all gets lost in the city by the lake. Peace out.